Bonjour, Kinamagi and Nene Erlen Edition Kas, and welcome to this math enrichment lesson. Today's topic, area and perimeter. We'll begin with area, and today we're going to use mathisfun.com to kind of build our lesson off of. Area is the size of a surface. These three shapes all have an area of 9. And I can check that by counting how many squares there are. And they've numbered them 1 through 9. And although this one is 1 times 9, and this is 3 times 3, and this is 3 times 2, and 1 times 3 together, all three distinct shapes still equal 9. It helps to imagine how much paint would cover the shape. The formula of area is width times height. And I've also at points seen base times height as well in my lifetime. But width times height is the most common. And you look at how many, if I was drawing lines, in fact, I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What that represents is it's 3 units tall and 5 units wide. And I could count these all the way up to 15. And I multiply this. And this is going to be for rectangles and squares, as squares are a special type of rectangle that have these 90-degree angles and both sides of the same, all 4 sides of the same length. In this case, this is a 3 here. This would have been a 3 over there. Opposite sides are congruent, which is fancy way of saying the opposite sides are the same. One of the ways that you can do today's assignment is by counting the squares to figure out the answer. It's a good first step, as later on you'll want to be able to do the math part. You'll notice that labels for units often include this exponent for squared. So this is 3 meters and 3 meters. Together there's 9 meters, but because they're squares, we'd say 9 square meters or 9 meters squared. Even though the text does up here say, don't say meter squared, I hear that a lot, and it'll be all right. This, as it gets more, it does get more difficult when you get some of our other shapes, and we're not going to worry about these today. Every one of ours today will have a rectangular shape of some sort. We will also be looking at perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around a 2-dimensional shape. I think of this one as how much fencing would we need if our yard was this. And this one, instead of multiplication, is largely adding. 7 plus 3 plus 7 plus 3. If they had just given me the 7 and 3, know that in a rectangle, the opposite sides are congruent. So I'd know that the opposite side was 7 and the opposite side was 3. I could go ahead and add it. 7 and 3 is 10, plus 7 and 3 is 10, equals 20. Now a pentagon, which is a 5-sided figure, in this case, all the sides were 3. So I could add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or I could just go ahead and do 5 times 3. But that works best when we have problems that are, whether it's regular and they're all the same. I could have gone ahead and used the associative property up there as well. We are not going to today work at the perimeter of a circle, which is called the circumference. That'll be another day. There are some formulas for perimeter that we're not so much going to focus on today. I just want you today to be able to find the perimeter by counting. But for a triangle, you just count all 3 sides. Square, if you know it's a square, And they're all the same. You could multiply 4 times whatever the side is. Rectangles, you could go A plus B and then multiply it by 2. And that's kind of what I did in the beginning. Quadrilaterals, that's just a 5 or 4-sided figure. Add them all together. Circle, take whatever the radius is and multiply it by 2 pi. And that's not something you're going to worry about today. And if you're doing sectors and ellipses, congratulations, you're beyond 5th grade math. Sector, it's the radius times the angle in radians. You will have a little fun with that. I don't want you to even worry about these right now. We're not even worried about circles today. We're just worried about being able to count them. You'll have a Google form in the Google Classroom for this, or you have a paper copy available to you. And I'm sure you guys will do very well. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I look forward to seeing just how quickly you grab this quick review. If you have any questions, please check with me. Otherwise, have a minnow gijigat, minwa, bamapi.